It was great to be able to meet you, honestly, because we had never met in person, but
Right.
we had the chance to sit next to each other at a live event in Norfolk. And
Hmm.
I recognized your name because I've kind of seen your name in my emails.
Hmm.
What was the first thing you said to me?
Um, well, first of all, let me just tell you, did not know at all who I was going to be sitting next to because it was kind of like a happenstance to actually be at this particular dinner. So when I sat down and looked, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Cheryl Tan. It was funny because I followed you so much on when you first launched what you currently do now, and I followed you. You were recommended, like you got to check Cheryl Tan out. She can help you with your recording, your positioning, your everything, because I was just getting ready to launch my videos where I was actually speaking to different leaders and people that I was personally coaching, and just sending these videos to them daily, and then even sending them off to, well, I started off that way, but then they got really good because I kept following you like undercover. So when I saw that I was sitting there with you, and when I looked at you, I'm like, oh my gosh, Cheryl, you don't know me, but I know you. I've been following you and I've been taking your tips, and it actually helped me land my position in this very seat amongst all these C-level people, the C-suite people. And of course, you were taken aback. But yeah, that's what happened. And again, it started out with me just doing videos, personal videos for my leadership clients and my personal coaching. And then everybody was telling me how great it was because I would always go on your site just to get different pointers. And I started saying, you know what, I'm going to send these out to some of these prominent businesses in Hampton Roads because I'm trying to get into their doors to help them, with their leaders, help them build relationship with their teams, cultivate strong leaders, and to help them minimize turnover and maximize revenue. And so I started sending them off. And I tell you, maybe after maybe the seventh business that I sent it to, I got an email. They're like, we loved your video. Can you come out and meet with our team? So I did. It went very well. And I started just critiquing it, sending out to different people. What can I do? How should I add it? Nope, leave it just like you have it. So I did that. And from that point on, that's what I use to market myself. I do no advertising. I don't do any radio advertising. Only thing I do is partner with the chamber, sponsor events, and those videos that you have taught me to do is what I use. And I've I work with so many businesses now in the Hampton Roads area. I work with leaders at Town Bank, leaders at Dominion Power, leaders at Dollar Tree Corporate, um, work with leaders at Centera Hospitals, was able to get a grant for my company to help a leadership program that I'm launching this year. So it's just been very, very good. And I had no idea that I was going to sit next to you. Didn't I was following you on the down low and getting your tips, but it was just a pleasure to be able to sit with you.
Kimberly, what a fabulous story. And for anybody who does any sort of work where you're trying to help people, which I think most of us are trying to do, it is
Mm-hmm.
an honor to be able to sit next to someone who is taking what you think no one is really listening to,
Yes.
applying it, and getting so much success for it. So congratulations. Thank you.
Had it not been for you and what you teach and your experience and how you're looking to help people be able to really show themselves for who they really are and do it in a professional way, recording it, understanding how to position. I mean, even getting on this Zoom call with you, you're like, hey, make sure you're in the middle. Where's your lighting? Look at the camera. So you're always doing what you're passionate about. And so if it wasn't for that and matching what my expertise is along with your expertise, I would not be in the seat that I'm sitting in today.
I'm so proud of you. It's so
Thank you.
exciting to hear the things that you've done, that you're doing, and that you're planning to do in the future. All
Mm-hmm.
right. I want to dig into a little bit of what you talked about. So, I think you were part of one of my video challenges. So, a standout video
Mm-hmm.
challenge. You were in one of my Facebook groups. And you told me when we were at dinner that you never posted anything. So, tell me more about that. Like, what was it that kept you from posting? What could have helped you even more back then when you felt like you were not when you were by yourself, honestly?
And that's the key word you said, by yourself. I think it would have helped me if I had mentors, which I'm always mentoring people, but I didn't have anyone to really mentor me. I have, a coach that I work with, but not in this aspect. So I think that's what really, for me, the reason why I didn't post it, I took all the tips, I did my videos. The only one I would play it for is my husband and my kids and my dogs. Um, but the reason why I didn't post it is because as women, we know how we are. Oh my gosh, I look fat. Oh, did I do it right? And then you're always comparing. So I'm looking at some of the videos that you post, looking at some of the videos that people that were posting in your, I'm like, oh goodness, mine didn't look that good. My lighting was screwed. Maybe I need to get this. I don't want to send it. It's my brand. I don't want them to know I don't know what I'm doing, even though I know that that's what you're there for, to critique. You are a mentor, coach in that area. But I think I was, I'll just use the word fear. Fear was what it was. And so to get the affirmation and confirmation from the family, that's one thing, because they're going to tell you, oh, you look great. But to get it from leaders and people that I was working with in some of these businesses to say, oh, your video, we love that leadership video that you sent. I sent one every week to all of my clients, just a leader motivational thing. And they were like, you should send this to my HR person, or you should send this. And so I did. I just took a risk, because when they said it looked great, that's what made me do it. So I think just removing the fear, first time on camera, first time videoing yourself and doing that sort of thing. I just never sent it. So
you sent it somewhere though. So that's phenomenal. What exactly, in terms of like the things that I talked about, and so you were talking about some of the videos, maybe on my YouTube channel, maybe some of the resources on my website. What are some of the things that really resonated with you that you put into practice that maybe someone watching or listening can do the same for their brand?
Two key things. The main thing was positioning, and how to look when you're looking in a camera, but also the speaking and pausing, and those things was really what was key to me, that I just kept rewinding, like going back to your videos just to get those things. I mean, I know I'm very confident in myself and speaking, very confident in my appearance, and I'm very confident in my purpose and my passion, but things that I'm not confident is video, recording. And like when you're speaking, you can speak one way as you're talking face to face to someone, and we kind of get a fear when we're on camera that we have to read or everything's gonna be perfect. And what you taught was just be natural, to be yourself and have a conversation like we're having right now, and forget about the camera. So those were the tips that I took. But you would give something every week, like it was something different. You would add from what kind of lighting to get, the positioning of how it should be, your background, like all of that stuff played a key role. And there's a lot of people out there like you that do what you do, but your passion comes through, that you genuinely care, and you're not there to just get money, or you're literally there because you genuinely, I honestly believe you would do it for free. Because it's definitely your purpose, and it exuberates through as you're teaching, and you're very natural at what you do. And so you are my inspiration.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And you're inspiring me as well. And I know that your story is inspiring others. So I would love to hear about the videos themselves. So you said that you created them on was it on your phone or your laptop? And then you would like, how did you, okay, both. How did you send it to them? Did you use Loom, or did you use Vimeo, or like, what did you actually do?
I started with Vimeo. And then I actually had someone work with me after I started feeling like I was an expert at doing my own videos, to actually teach me how to just put it to where if people, and I can't remember the program it was, but and I don't send them as much as I do now because I have enough clients. But they work with me to help send it, and just like a link to where when they clicked on it, it would just pop up, versus them having to log into a Vimeo or whatever they were doing or utilizing then. But Vimeo was my key thing that I used.
Nice. Well, the logistics of it sometimes trip people up.
Yes.
But you were able to get through it. You just said, I'm going to shoot on my phone or my laptop or whatever, and just get it done. Two more questions. And the first one is, you've seen it. I've seen it. You've gotten clients from it. How important is video, or how important has video been for your business?
It's crucial to my business because, people like to see what they're hiring. They like to see your experience. They like to see even your look. Do you fit their team? Or when I don't mean to say look that way. What I'm saying is like personality wise, are you an actual fit for our teams. So video is very, very key. It puts you in the office of people that you probably couldn't get in, with time and just get an appointment with them. And it's an on-demand piece for them that they can utilize and look at any given time versus me, cold calling and dropping in, hey, can I show you about what I do? But it's more of giving them an on-demand of ways that they can help their employees. And it's just all in the packaging of when you're sending it. But video is very, very crucial. It really shows you your purpose, your passion. It comes out over video. Over the phone, they can hear it in your voice, but to put the voice and see it in your actions and what you're saying and to see your face is a selling point. It's been a selling point for me.
Were you able to get success from cold video? So the people you were emailing in the beginning, were they people who you knew?
No. So,
okay.
No, at the beginning I would work with, I market myself, through Google, blah, blah, blah. And I would get leaders that would come to me, who work for different companies, and they would hire me to do their coaching. And the success that they've had and the things they were been able to implement in their current positions, some of their leaders would come and say, dang, I noticed a difference. What are you doing? Oh, I'm taking a leadership class and she's just wonderful. And so they would say, hey, can you just send them this video? Like, can you send them something on you? And I did it that way. But now that was the door opening for me. But because it worked and I did not know these people, they called me to get an appointment. I began to just send it out to different business, like Centera Hospital I wasn't working with them, but I met one of their, someone that I don't know, can't remember exactly what her role was at a chamber event. And I said, I'm just going to send it to HR. And I started sending them to HR departments, especially around this time when times were, everybody was looking for help. And still today it's getting a little better, but jobs and people needing help. So it was like the best time for me to get my videos out there to companies to let them see how I can help their leaders and to minimize their turnover.
Any last words? Anything you can say to somebody who is kind of sitting back? And this would be Kimberly many years ago, sitting back and not creating any video content. What kind of words of advice would you give to them?
Do not be afraid. Let fear go. You have to be willing to put yourself out there. If it's your purpose and it is something that you are really passionate about, do not let time go by and trust yourself. Trust yourself, follow your heart, and find a mentor, which is Cheryl. And I wish I'd reached out to her. I was even afraid to reach out to her. So do not be afraid to reach out to Cheryl because she genuinely cares. She genuinely wants you to be successful, and take her gifts and put them with your gifts so that you can give other people your gifts and make a difference in today.
I love it. Kimberly, thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Thank you.